Talk English Podcast.
English podcast for learning English.
John, I just got off a call with a client and I almost lost it. The email they sent was so passive-aggressive and my initial reaction was to just fire back a scathing reply. It got me thinking about how often those small moments of frustration can derail an entire day or even an entire relationship.
It's a good point, Sarah. I've seen it firsthand. That impulsive reaction, that fiery outburst can feel so powerful in the moment. It's a rush, right? You feel like you're taking control. But what if the very trait you believe shows strength, your anger, is actually a hidden liability that's been derailing your personal and professional life? What if it's not a tool for leverage, but a ticking time bomb?
Exactly. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. Welcome to the Talk English Podcast, the show that helps you master advanced English through authentic, real-world conversations. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John. In this episode, we're going to tackle a topic that's more than just a feeling. It's a catalyst for change, or, more often, a stumbling block to success. The unseen toll of unmanaged anger on personal growth.
By the end of this episode, you won't just have a new perspective on managing your emotions. You'll also learn a ton of advanced vocabulary and idioms related to psychology and relationships. Practice your listening comprehension with our natural conversation pace, and get a better grip on complex grammatical structures like modal verbs and conditional sentences in a practical context.
So, buckle up, because this is going to be a deep dive. And if you find this conversation valuable, please take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us reach more learners like you.
John, let's start with a foundational question. So many people view anger as a sign of strength. It's the person who gets what they want because they're not afraid to lash out. Is that a fair assessment?
I think it's a very common misconception. People often mistake aggression for strength, but in reality, true strength lies in self-control, not in emotional volatility. Anger is an emotion, a natural one at that. It's often a secondary emotion, a symptom of something deeper, like fear, frustration, or a sense of injustice. The problem isn't the feeling itself, it's the unregulated response. It's that fight or flight response kicking in when it's not actually necessary or helpful.
That's a great way to put it. You know, I once read a fascinating article that described anger as a simmering rage that people often bottle up inside. It's a slow burn. The moment a trigger happens, that frustrating email, a harsh comment from a boss, an unexpected bill, it becomes a flashpoint. The anger we internalize slowly poisons us and our relationships. It's like a pressure cooker that's slowly building pressure until it eventually explodes.
Exactly. We often see someone who seems to be an expert at bottling up their emotions, and we might even admire their ability to take it. But what happens when that bottle finally bursts? It's never pretty. It's an emotional detonation that causes widespread collateral damage. This is a crucial point for advanced learners. Understand the difference between being assertive and being aggressive. Assertiveness is about expressing your needs and opinions clearly and respectfully, while aggression is about overpowering others. One is a sign of maturity, the other is a symptom of emotional dysregulation. It's the difference between saying, "I disagree with that approach and here's why," and shouting, "Your idea is completely stupid."
And the words we use reflect that. We talk about being hot-headed or having a short fuse, which all paint a picture of someone who is not in control. It's a liability, not an asset. Think about it. If you had an employee who regularly lost their temper, would you entrust them with a major project or a leadership role? Probably not. Their emotional state makes them an unpredictable risk.
Sarah, let's talk about the practical consequences of this. This isn't just about feeling bad. It's about the very real, tangible effects on our lives. I've seen it ruin friendships, jobs, even health. It's like a domino effect. One angry outburst in one area of your life can have a ripple effect that touches everything else.
Oh, absolutely. Think about a professional setting. You're in a meeting and someone says something you disagree with. Instead of taking a moment to compose yourself, you fly off the handle. Maybe you make a personal attack or just yell. You might think you've won the argument, but what have you really done? You've likely lost the respect of your colleagues, burned bridges with a potential ally, and perhaps even committed professional suicide. Your credibility is gone. You could be the most talented person in the room, but if you're known for your temperament, you'll be overlooked for promotions or key assignments.
It's a devastating loss. And it's not just in the professional realm. Let's talk about personal relationships. A simple disagreement with your partner over something as trivial as where to eat dinner can escalate into a full-blown argument if you can't keep your composure. Those fiery outbursts create a climate of fear and resentment. The relationship becomes a minefield. You're constantly walking on eggshells, and that strain eventually becomes unsustainable. It's a silent killer of intimacy. When one person is unpredictable, the other person starts to build walls, making genuine connection impossible.
And the physical and mental health aspect is so often overlooked. That constant state of irritation and chronic stress can lead to real health issues. We're talking high blood pressure, sleep problems, and even anxiety. It's not just a personality trait, it's a health risk. And for our listeners who are aiming for personal growth, understand that emotional maturity is a prerequisite for that journey. You can't achieve your full potential if your mind and body are constantly under attack from your own emotions. So, now that we've painted a rather bleak picture, let's turn the corner. What can our listeners do? What are some practical, actionable strategies they can start implementing today to get a handle on their anger?
One of the most powerful tools is mindfulness. It's not some esoteric concept. It's simply the practice of being present. When you feel that anger starting to well up inside you, just pause. Don't react. Take a deep breath. A simple technique is to do a body scan. Notice where you feel the anger in your body. Is it a tight jaw, a tense neck, a clenched fist? Just the act of observing that feeling without judgment can disarm it. It creates a space between the stimulus and your response, allowing you to choose a different path.
That's a great point. Another incredibly effective technique is cognitive restructuring. This means changing the way you think about a situation. Our automatic thoughts are often exaggerated. For example, your colleague is late to a meeting. Your initial thought might be, they're being disrespectful on purpose. A restructured thought might be, maybe they got stuck in traffic or have a personal emergency. I'll ask if everything is okay. This simple shift can prevent a minor frustration from becoming a major conflict.
It's about not taking things so personally. And for our advanced English learners, these techniques can be put into practice using language. Instead of saying, "You made me so angry," you can say, "I feel angry when X happens." This shifts the focus from an accusation to a statement about your own emotions, which is much more constructive. You're taking responsibility for your feelings instead of blaming someone else.
And speaking of constructive habits, we want to invite you all to watch a video that perfectly complements this episode. It's called The 5 Micro Habits That Will Change Your Life. You can find the link in the description. These small, incremental changes can build the foundation for true self-discipline.
And remember, you can download a PDF version of this podcast with all the highlighted vocabulary, a quiz, and grammar exercises by clicking the link in the description. It's a fantastic resource to solidify your learning.
Beyond the immediate techniques, what are some long-term strategies for building a more resilient mindset? We're not just looking for a quick fix, right? We're looking for sustainable change.
Absolutely. One powerful long-term tool is journaling. I'm not talking about a simple diary. I'm talking about writing with a purpose. When you feel angry, sit down and write about it. What was the trigger? What was the thought process that led to your reaction? This kind of introspection helps you identify your anger triggers and recurring patterns. It's a form of self-analysis that can provide incredible clarity. You might discover that you always get angry when you feel unheard, or when someone questions your authority. Once you know the pattern, you can start to address the root cause.
And it helps to nip something in the bud before it becomes a bigger problem. Another crucial but often difficult step is to acknowledge that sometimes you need professional help. There's a stigma around seeing a therapist or a coach, but honestly, it's a sign of immense emotional maturity. It shows that you're willing to invest in your own well-being and that you're not afraid to ask for help to overcome a challenge. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. A therapist can help you untangle complex emotional issues that you might not be able to solve on your own.
100%. It's about being proactive. And these long-term strategies are what separate those who just react from those who are emotionally resilient. They don't just put out fires. They build a system that prevents fires from starting in the first place. For our listeners, consider this your long-term assignment. Practice these skills and remember that mastering your emotions is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, patience, and dedication, but the payoff is a life with more peace and less conflict.
And if you're enjoying this conversation, please share this episode with a friend or colleague who you think would find it useful. Your support helps us grow our community and create more valuable content for you.
So let's bring this all back to our initial question. We started by asking if anger is a hidden liability. By now, I think the answer is a resounding yes. But what does true strength look like if it's not anger?
I think true strength is the ability to stay composed in the face of chaos. It's the person who can disarm an argument with a calm voice, who can lead with empathy instead of frustration. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being in control of your emotions. True strength is the ability to navigate a difficult situation without allowing your emotions to get the better of you. It's the person who can walk away from a heated argument, not because they're afraid, but because they understand that winning the argument isn't worth losing the relationship.
It's about reclaiming your power. When you're angry, your anger is in control. When you manage your anger, you are in control. The paradox is that by letting go of your need to be angry, you become more powerful. You become more influential, more respected, and more at peace with yourself. And this is the core message of this episode. Remember, the strongest people aren't the ones who never get angry, but the ones who can reclaim their power by managing their anger. They turn a weakness into a source of strength.
And this ties directly into another incredible resource we have for you. For a deeper dive into this topic, be sure to watch our video, Master Your Emotions and Find Your Peace. It's the perfect next step on your journey toward a more composed and centered life.
So, as we wrap up today's episode, let's quickly recap what we've learned. We've deconstructed anger, recognized its destructive domino effect, and explored practical techniques and long-term strategies for building an emotionally resilient mindset.
Remember, we have a complete PDF of this podcast available for you to download in the description. It includes all the highlighted vocabulary, a quiz to test your comprehension, and a grammar review section. It's an essential tool for advanced learners.
And that's a wrap on another episode of the Talk English podcast. We hope this conversation has given you not only a wealth of new vocabulary and insights, but also a renewed sense of purpose on your personal growth journey.
Thank you for joining us today. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and let us know what you think in the comments. We'll be back next time with another deep and engaging conversation. Until then, take care.
Bye for now.